Welcome back to part 2.
Hooray.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna see the submarines. It's gonna be fun.
So this is the quote-unquote stealth version of the mission.
Du hast es nicht hier?
I want to say you can actually do this mission loud. I don't really remember because it's...
Stealth? What is this stealth you speak of?
You put on a German uniform and pretend that you know more German.
Sieg Heil?
Yeah, see Kyle. Yeah.
They were if I remember right, those two guys salute you if you hang out in there long enough.
Ah, so you stole a general uniform.
Officer's uniform, yeah.
Papers, please.
Ausweispapiere sehen. War mein Fehler.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Glory to our Stotska.
Ah, scientists.
Wonach suchen Sie denn?
German scientists.
Interessieren Sie sich für den
And
Prototyp?
here we see the scientist in its natural... Never mind.
So,
Well, they're fucked.
yeah. I remember, yeah, I did do it in this one. I wanted to take a look at these, see if the math is right or if there's anything on that chalkboard. I haven't done that yet.
Fuck that, I ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah, somebody from the thread do it. I'm terrible at math. Unless it's
Any math
geometry.
nerds want to handle that problem, or, I don't know, science nerds, do it. Get it, science goons. Get it.
Warum macht der Widerstand sowas?
I don't think
So-
mechanics like you much.
This is aggravating because Powell's supposed to be fluent in German, but they don't subtitle all the German, and I'm actually kind of curious to see what they're saying about you when you're walking around them like that.
It's probably just mundane bullshit.
Oh, most certainly, but it's still interesting. Right here, you get your second set of papers from an officer, and I thought it was this one. The other thing is you don't want to let the officer see you, because the officers will actually recognize that you're not whose officer or whose uniform you're wearing.
We're not
That's actually
General
kinda cool, I
Raikovich. You don't have the balls to be General Raikovich.
Kann ich bitte Ihre Papiere sehen? War mein Fehler.
Yeah, anytime you see the guys in the black uniforms, you have to show them their papers. If you ignore them for too long, or if you walk off from them, they'll, I want to say they start shooting at you if you walk past them. I don't remember if they'll shoot at you if you walk away from them, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, I can see that. Sounds reasonable. It's like, oh, he just didn't want to talk to you. You went down the wrong way. I'm shoot this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's suspicious, you know.
So this is actually the officer you want to shoot?
Looks like
Obviously
you
not out in the open.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you can do this mission loud. I just... Make sure that door closes, by the way. Because if you
They can
don't,
hear it.
No, they can't hear it, they'll see you doing it.
Weird.
Even if you're out of the doorway.
Ihren Ausweis bitte.
And I say that, and it doesn't do it here. And I couldn't get the door to shut until I was well past it, but...
Well, because you're out of the doorway. They couldn't physically see you.
And then you get your second set of papers, and you can do this.
Die Papiere bitte.
If you've got the wrong papers, he'll tell you to piss off. I do kind of like how they did the welding.
Yeah, it's got a neat little sparks and stuff. It's actually a pretty nice level. I like this. It's atmospheric. It feels like you're actually on a U-boat.
And a couple other pretty neat touches. Again, the game's shown its age, but I think it's done better than some games of the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this part's an asshole. They don't tell you that you've got a time limit on your bombs.
I don't know. Maybe that was on the briefing, and that guy was talking a lot of words, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't pay much attention.
No, the briefings are
As I
always
said, I was
historical
resisting the
context.
popcorn joke.
I would have cut it out anyway, honestly. Ah, he dropped like a sack, didn't he?
Yeah. He can get fucked. Shit, Jerry. You too.
See, and once again, this is where the pistol's behaving properly.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Tick-tock.
So the reason this is an asshole is because you don't know for sure if these have time limits or not.
Well, I think the clock on the side of the screen would be...
When you arm it the first time.
Oh.
Because you have to arm both sides before the time limit's up. And it seems like you got plenty of time, right?
Maybe.
You kind of do. You honestly do, but...
Maybe.
The problem is that the timer's still going when you get out.
But how did you know we were in the boat?
Yeah, this is kind of a plot hole moment. I'm assuming... I don't know. It is kind of a plot hole.
Whatever, it makes it more exciting. Now you gotta escape.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. This is clearly kind of a gameplay over... Yeah, see,
This is Herr Jones!
this is why I shoot bodies on the ground a lot, because I'm never 100% sure if they're going to stay dead or not.
No, that's completely fair.
And yeah, you blow the shit out of a submarine.
Cool.
Hooray!
That was a nice little set piece. I like
Yeah.
it. Explodes and sink, pretty fun. Oh no, there's another one. Better sink that one too.
I don't think you sink this one. I think the other one was the one that had the prototype installed on it.
So we're not going to use it as a target of opportunity then?
No, it would make sense if you could, and you might be able to. I should probably go back and check, because the game gives you bonus objectives, but doesn't tell you they're there.
Interesting.
On a later one, you'll blow up if you blow up a pair of Tiger tanks, it makes a later part of the game easier, but it also gives you a medal for blowing them up.
So that's kind of neat to actually have impact from some of your actions.
Yeah, not a lot, but it's just kind of a... well, for example, on that first mission, the American POW that I got killed by the spotlights, you don't actually have to rescue him as part of the game.
He doesn't pop back up. I think we talked about this last time. He doesn't pop back up again if he lives, right?
Right. So I very much almost died here, or I might have died here.
And you just edit that out.
I thought I'd edited out all my deaths, and I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about this one.
Hurt, Lord.
Because there's a death later on that I did edit out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you just like that was that.
So the enemies will infinitely spawn here, by the way.
I am not really a big fan of that mechanic. I understand why.
It works in situations like this where it's very limited.
Well, they only spawn like 3 guys at a time.
Well, not just that, but nowhere else in the mission will you run into unlimited enemies.
Okay, alright.
It's only because you've kicked a hornet's nest. You know, you blew up a fucking sub.
Yeah. I mean, and there was a fair number of guys in the base, so, you know, I expect a number of guys to come and try and kill you very quickly.
And I don't think they ever spawn more than 2 or 3 or 4 on you at a time.
Yeah,
At the very most.
and that's actually not too bad. I don't mind that. It's not an unmanageable amount.
No, and it's clearly designed to make sure that you don't just hang back and calmly take this mission. You know, like I said, you kicked a hornet's nest. You're supposed to get the fuck out now.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed that your sleeves are back to American sleeves.
Oh, so that's why they knew who we were as soon as we stepped out.
Yeah, you took off your German officer's uniform like a dumbass.
I don't know, if I were Powell, I would have set those bombs for like an hour or some shit and just walk out of the base.
Nah, couldn't chance it that somebody else would go down in there.
That's true, especially since you murdered the crew.
Yeah, well, the guards anyway, inside and stuff.
I do like these barrels. They show up occasionally. They're the non-explosive kind.
Good.
Aw, but
If you
that's
shoot
not
it-
fun.
Well, if you shoot them, you'll see the oil leaking out of them.
That's good.
I think there's health further down if you go that way, but I didn't want more shit to spawn and waste that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, fuck it, half health, that's
Thank
good
God,
stuff.
we're finally away from the alarm.
Not for long.
They get so many damn alarms in these games. That's pretty big grate there.
Again, at least the alarms kind of make sense. They're not just going off for shits and giggles. Yeah.
Well, alright.
This is where the Easter egg is. If you click on one of the vents, it's supposed to make the Germans dance, and I couldn't get it to do it.
Wie sieht aus? Hat ihn jemand gesehen? Was war das für ein Geräusch? Er ist im Abluftkanal! Ich verfolge ihn!
I'm trying to put my 2 years of high school German to the test, and I'm failing miserably.
Well, there were subtitles on the left. They're basically saying, hey, what the hell's going on? Oh, there's an American in the base. What's he look like? I don't know. Has anybody seen him?
There's
Well,
subtitles?
saw
I haven't
ya.
seen them.
You've killed pretty much everybody you've encountered,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, there have been no survivors. So.
And they're attentive guards, which is kind of a nice change of pace, honestly.
Nein, das ist nur ein einziger. Der trägt ein Offizier soll ich vor! Könnte es auch hier sein!
It's really probably not worth doing this, because this is another area with infinitely spawning enemies.
Der versucht zum Bahnhof zu kommen.
Yeah, but I hate officers, so I'm glad you did that.
And I do like that they at least... this is kind of a nice little touch right here, where they stacked a bunch of shit up to try and get into the vents with you.
I like that. That's clever. I mean, it makes. I mean, you kind of expect it, but at the same time, some games that have expected to do shit or fear some really weird shit.
So this section right here, if you take this section slow, you're probably gonna die.
So when do we team up with Angela Lansbury with reanimated British clothes to take out the Nazi army?
What the hell are you on about?
Bed knobs and broomsticks. Have you never seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
Dude!
See, over here with the Germans that were sitting there talking in the vent earlier, that's where they were popping up at. So somebody on the team was actually going, alright, how are they getting up there? Let's make sure that the player can see it, so it makes sense.
I like.
I do
like
too.
that this doesn't have those in random rooms where you can't access where those were.
It's a nice touch.
Verboten, forbidden. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yep. Gießen verboten.
I know that they used a lot of real posters in this game. I'll have to see if I can find all the posters that are used and find out which ones were real, which ones were made up. Because it might have been another Medal of Honor that had all the real ones, but still, some... As before, I like the attention to detail in the game for its age.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's kind of sad because this came 2004.
I think 2001, something like that.
Okay, 2001. That's right.
I wrote the opening post, and I remember writing that up, but
Yeah,
I had to...
wrote that a long time ago. I read it forever ago, so I don't remember myself here. But
So
yeah,
here's-
2001. That's a long fucking time ago now.
I mean, I know it's running on the Quake 3 engine, so...
Yeah. There's a number of them. So many.
Yeah, so was Star Trek Elite Force.
But this is a good game. So, I died here, that's where I edited the other death out.
That was a pretty good cut. It was a pretty good cut. I noticed it, but it was a pretty good cut.
I couldn't quite get it seamless. I tried. I figured it was close enough. This part is a pain in the ass. Not as bad as it was at launch, because when you first played this game, your guys wouldn't open fire on the Germans until they had been fired at by the Germans.
Quality.
So, you were taking all of the German gunfire rather than most of it.
How did that get past QC?
Because they had some really good test players.
I was gonna say, it
Maybe,
might have been
yeah.
internal.
But I thought that was the point of having test players, so that you can make sure it's not too hard for acids or any blood or anything.
Well, and I wonder how much of it's age.
That's true. That is, you are running it on a system that it was never intended to run on, so.
Oh no, that part was always a pain in the ass anyway, honestly. And, as you saw from the brief hint there, the next mission is D-Day.
Hooray.
And D-Day takes place at Omaha Beach, just like almost every other video game out there.
Did it ever take place at Dog?
Day of Infamy, actually, the Normandy beach assault is Dog, if I remember right. I know that the map actually has Shermans on it, which is...
What about Sword? Why can't it be Sword Beach? Diamond Beach?
Were those Canadians or British?
Oh god, Sword I think was British. I don't know, whatever. But we're going to D-Day and going to Omaha, huh?
Yep, and the D-Day part, a lot of people are going to remember it was very intense for its time. And honestly, the sound design is still really good on it.